We've lived in southern New Hampshire in this home for 12 years. This house was built in 1986 and has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It's had multiple owners over the years. When we first lived in this house, we had a wood stove, an oil forced hot air system, and a pellet stove. Heating with oil can be incredibly expensive, having it refilled in the middle of winter time. You don't want to run your heating system dry in the middle of January. We decided that we didn't like having to bring window air conditioners in and out of all the different rooms. They are incredibly heavy. They are incredibly loud. It was really nice to meet Eric at Mainstream Mechanical. When he showed up, he said he was the owner of the company and he wanted to dispel any rumors that I had heard from other contractors, and just was really honest and straightforward with me about my options. He was pretty clear with me about why the existing ductwork in the basement wasn't sized properly, how it wasn't insulated, how in some cases it was being held up by wood, that you can't put a high efficiency heat pump on ductwork that was designed 40 years ago.
When you have an older ductwork system that was put in 20, 30, 40 years ago, it was grossly oversized. So back then, nothing was sealed, nothing was insulated. They weren't so hung up on efficiency, right? They didn't care. Fuel was a nickel, so they didn't care how much they wasted. Here in the Northeast, we've been taught for years that if you're in the industry, heat pumps can't keep up with the temperature and that it will never work. Through technology changes with Mitsubishi Electric, we can get efficiencies at low temperatures as low as negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. We've been installing them now for at least 7 years. Most contractors will put in some kind of supplementary backup heat, like a hot water coil or an electric resistance coil, because they're afraid of that not being able to heat the home. In all our projects, we have never had to add a supplementary form of heat in this area. I have customers that have told me they've never seen their thermostat drop off 70 degrees no matter how cold it's got outside.
On this house, we're doing 3 different systems. We have a 1-to-1 system over the garage for a bonus room that has a wall mount cassette. We have a second 1-to-1 in the basement with a ceiling cassette and a drop ceiling. And the third one is a ducted system, so we're feeding the whole first floor of the house. We're putting in all new ductwork, supplies and returns to all the rooms. The reason we did the 3 single zone systems is redundancy. If one system fails, we're not taking the whole house down. Having the 3 as well gives you that ability. You can run one in heat and one in cool, where if we were on a multi-port, they'd all have to be in the same setting. So by doing 3 different systems, maybe the room over the garage is hot, the rest of the house is cool, they can run the air conditioning one and heat in the other 2.
The room above the garage, it's oftentimes very hot up here in this room, where in the rest of the home, it's relatively cool. To be able to control this room on its own is really a benefit of Mitsubishi Electric. The first Mitsubishi Electric system that we installed was in my child's playroom. And that room originally had a pellet stove and a window air conditioner in it. And I was really concerned with the pellet stove getting hot and my kids tripping over a toy and burning their hands. I was very pleased that Mitsubishi Electric not only took up so little space in that room, but was able to do heating and cooling. With one of the benefits that I saw immediately with the Mitsubishi Electric system in the playroom was it was so much quieter than the window air conditioner that was there, and even the pellet stove that was there. It can provide heating and cooling, and it's super quiet. My kids don't even know it's on. The biggest problem I have is going around and shutting the windows and doors behind them because they don't know the air conditioning's on.
I'm not trying to come in and sell a product. I'm trying to sell a solution. If a customer spends $1 or $20,000, if you don't meet their expectation, they're never going to be happy. Our job is to try and, as best as we can with the abilities we have, to reach that expectation and exceed it if possible.